Have you ever noticed how you can instantly connect with someone, not because you're the same age or live in the same city, but because you both binge the exact same obscure video essays? Well, this explainer is all about WatchTree by resonance. It's an experiment that completely ignores those superficial demographics. Instead, it looks for relational connection strictly through the media paths we repeatedly and deliberately consume. So, what does this actually look like? We call it relational resonance. Now, a lot of apps out there just automatically scrape your data, right? Not WatchTree. It builds a private behavioral tree entirely from YouTube URLs or local records that you explicitly and intentionally choose to share. There are zero automatic algorithms digging through your watch history here. You maintain absolute privacy by only contributing exactly what you want. Because of that, we have some absolutely strict product boundaries. We're totally anti-hype here. WatchTree makes zero claims about soulmate prediction, and we definitely don't do real-person auto-matching. Actually, all the candidates you interact with are clearly marked as synthetic archetypes. The matches you get rely purely on explainable, deterministic logic based on your watch rhythm, not some magic runtime generative AI box. Okay, let's walk through the actual flow because it's completely transparent. You log in, maybe you try out our synthetic Mina tutorial just to get a feel for things, and then you provide your deliberate input. The system takes that, creates your private watch tree, and compares it to those synthetic archetypes we talked about. But it doesn't just say, hey, you have a match. No, it shows you the exact evidence for why a synthetic candidate popped up. And this is absolutely crucial. You must explicitly select that evidence and give consent before you ever reach what we call a simulated mutual state. Which brings us to your digital footprint, where you have absolute control. Literally at any time, you can just turn off matching entirely or instantly delete all your data. And these deletions are bounded, they're resumable, and most importantly, they are never ever restored without your explicit consent. You remain the absolute authority over your presence on WatchTree. Right, let's shift gears and look at the base44 architecture, which acts as our backend and runtime authority. I really want to emphasize that WatchTree isn't just some front-end UI mockup. Base44 is the actual functioning backend here. Your deliberate input flows right through Base44's built-in authentication to establish caller identity. From there, we utilize 13 caller-owned entity schemas, all fiercely protected by row-level security. That guarantees total data isolation for every single user. Then, 13 specific Dino backend functions step in to execute URL validation, tree creation, and all that deterministic matching. We don't do any cross-user database scans whatsoever. Absolutely everything is caller-scoped. Oh, and we've also got real-time subscriptions source merged to handle seamless multi-tab session sync. Building all this required a pretty big mindset shift. We moved away from the typical one-click builder mentality to a true agent-operated backend workflow. We had an AI CTO and coding agents handling the execution contracts and writing code in isolated branches, which was then rigorously tested by GitHub Actions. But the human owner still held the reins. A human maintained the product intent, provided explicit approvals, and authorized the exact main release to Base44 production. The AI didn't just run off and do it alone. So, to wrap this all up, WatchTree turns deliberately shared viewing traces into a private, explainable path toward resonance, powered by Base44's authenticated, caller-scoped backend. Thanks so much for exploring this architecture with me, and we definitely invite you to go check out the live production environment for yourself.